If you know anything about manifestation and the manifestation community, then you have learned about something called delusion or being delusional when it comes to manifesting the life of your dreams. Now, I looked up the definition of delusional because I'm a weirdo like that. But essentially, it is the act of ignoring external reality and the truth of external reality even though there is evidence, consistent evidence that actually opposes what your reality is. Okay, so let's say that you are saying, I am a millionaire, all right, but you have $2 in your bank account. Well, that's a delusion. That would technically be a delusion because you're ignoring the evidence, your bank account, that shows that you are not a millionaire. Okay. But I think that it can be extremely difficult for people to align to being delusional when you constantly have that evidence, the external reality, being pushed in your face. And I'm going to explain why this is the case and what you can do about it. My name is Azur, and I am a nurse and a healer and a spiritual coach for women who want to emotionally regulate their nervous system and manifest the lives of their dreams. So if that's the journey that you are on, click the subscribe button and check out my nervous system healing resources, my programs, downloads below. I also offer intuitive readings as an intuitive healer. And yeah, I'll put them all below for you. Now that we know that delusion is simply not ignoring, I don't like to say ignoring your external reality, but it's defying your external reality. Now that we know that is the practice, what can happen is you'll start to say these affirmations. I am rich, I am wealthy, I'm a millionaire, I have a healthy, loving relationship, and you'll start off and maybe you'll start for an hour a day, two, whatever. But you keep seeing the evidence that the opposite is true. You keep seeing, people ghosting you or you don't see any love prospects. I want you to imagine two pathways. Now, these are called actually desire pathways. And desire pathway is, you know how you'll be walking up in the woods, or it doesn't have to be the woods, but you can see in the woods that humans, because they've trekked this certain path over and over, it has become permanently marked in that, in the woods. All right. That pathway is actually indicative and represents your neural pathway. Your neural pathway right now says there is no healthy relationships. Healthy relationships aren't available to you. Money is not available to you. A better career is not whatever you want because your brain, neural pathways are actually real. Your brain has solidified that that trek has been walked, just like that desire path in the forest has been walked for so long that it's permanently imprinted. So every time you say an affirmation, I am rich, I'm in a healthy relationship, you only know that path. It's hard to move away from that path. Think about it. If there's no path there in the woods, but you turn this way, you're gonna trudge through weeds and there's trees in the way, right? There's obstacles in the way. The same as if when you're being delusional and saying these affirmations, it won't make sense to your brain. It's your brain only likes what is familiar. It doesn't matter if it's the opposite of what you want because that pathway, that neural pathway has been solidified. Now, what if you decide, you know what, I know that I have doubts. I know that my brain has doubts that I could be a millionaire, that I can have love, or that I can have whatever I want. But I'm going to keep developing this new desire path. So even though my bank account says that it's not possible, even though it doesn't look like I have any love prospects, I'm going to keep saying those affirmations, even if I'm doubtful, because doubts will happen. That's just your brain trying to keep you safe. That's your nervous system trying to keep you safe. Because again, they only like what is familiar. Okay. That is the only thing that your brain and your nervous system likes. So, If you can keep on that path despite your fears, despite your doubts, you will start to create a new, it's called neurogenesis. You're creating a new neural pathway for millionaire status, right? So then what happens is eventually your environment does start to change. Now remember, at first, it couldn't change because you were only on that pathway. The new pathway hadn't been imprinted. But the more you continue with those affirmations, the more you surround yourself with things that you want, the more you look at content where there's loving relationships, content where people are living a luxurious life, however that looks for you. The more you do that, the more you'll create that imprint in the path, which is in your brain. And then reality will start to change. Your life will start to change, but you need consistency. This is what is missing. It's great to be delusional, right? But you need that consistency because the block again is the fear, the doubt, and the external evidence, the external reality, all the evidence. So that's what it means to sort of ignore it. You're not ignoring the fact that you have bills. Okay, that's fine. You're not ignoring the fact that sometimes you feel alone. No one is saying that. All right. But you do have to continue despite all of that to create this new pathway in your brain though, okay? That new neural pathway for reality to start to change. When you go to the gym, you don't go one time and expect muscles to grow. You have to continue to go. You have to make sure that you devote yourself to the gym, even though it's uncomfortable. The same with being delusional, creating a new neural pathway. Despite the pain, I'm telling you, you have to continue to build that muscle, even though it's not fun. I think too, we think that being delusional is fun. It's fun until your brain is like, this is not true. This is not true. Okay. But the more you do it, again, that new path, that new desire pathway, that new pathway will start to grow and be developed. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below and let me know if this resonated with you. And please like the video and make sure you subscribe. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.